All right, good people, Cherokee County, what's going on? Big Matt Diamond is back in the house.
How you doing, man?
What a great show we got planned for tonight, guys. We got so much stuff to talk about. It's not even funny. There's so much confusion and so many things going on. So we're just going to kind of intro and tell us what what do you got going on?
Sorry, I'm just trying to get this rolling.
All the upsets for college football. We got all that stuff going on. We got plenty of scores and stats for.
There were upsets yesterday?
Yeah, one, I think. High school scores and stats.
Yeah.
Had some good games. We was over at another great battle, the 87th edition of the Battle of Highway 68. Gales City Bluff
Great game.
went to overtime. So we're going to talk about that game and plenty of other scores and stuff around the way. And our player of the week, Dean.
Yes, sir. We're going to give that. They're third or fourth?
Fourth.
Okay.
It's always the most exciting part of the show.
Cade Hopper, Chapel, Connor
Connor.
Bates, and Cade Browning so far.
And, all hats off to all the guys in the area. Had a good week of games, and we're going to get right into that. So,
Oh, man. Yesterday was wild.
Oh, I know. We had some good games, and we'll get into the college part in our second portion of the show. We always switch gears and get over into that. So, I mean, upsets alerts was nothing fancy to even be talked about or a term to be thrown around. It was just live and it was everywhere.
Oh, my gosh.
But first, I guess let's get into our local stuff. And
right.
You want to do?
Yeah, I'll talk about the
Let me get over here and
game we went to first.
Cedar Bluff and
Cedar Bluff, Gilesville.
Yep, got the scores rolling on the screen there for everybody. That was a great game.
It was 87th meeting. You said over at Gilesville the other night. Started out, Gilesville scored first, went up 8-0, and I think we ended up. I think Cedar Bluff ended up with tying it, and then it went up 14-8, and Gilesville went up 14-8, then Cedar Bluff 15-14, then Gilesville 22-15. Then, of course, Cedar Bluff came back and tied it. Browning broke one, made it 22-22. Then it went into overtime. Of course, Gilesville got it first, and Eads threw a 7-yard touchdown pass. Great throw to the young Murray Cooper. The young Bradley Cooper, right?
Yeah.
And made it 28-22. The 2-point conversion failed, and of course, the rest is history. Cedar Bluff got the ball, and you saw it. That was pretty amazing, wasn't it? 4th and 9.
I think some of the highlights from the game over there. Yeah, go ahead.
Browning. I think it was 3rd and 2, 3rd and goal from the 2. Browning tackled for. I think we had a bad snap. Or a mishandled snap. I don't know the details of it, but Browning got tackled for a 7-yard loss. And last play of the game, Leak come back in at quarterback. He'd been hurt, and he got flushed out of the pocket and rolled around there for, 5 seconds it seemed like, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And,
at the one there at the end of the Bucky.
Yeah. And
he had been out of the game for
quite a while.
Yeah, he had been out of the game for a while.
And he found Eli McFry streaking across the left side of the end zone and threw it to him for a touchdown. Then Carter Dillingham made the extra point, which made it 29-28. It was a fantastic game. You hate to see anybody lose a game like that.
I'm working on our. There we go. I'm doing some technical stuff right now. I don't have. I'll move that up to the top. I would have to say, win, lose, or draw, Coach Knapp had a fantastic game plan.
Boy, he did. He had a great game plan. And pretty much held the ball the whole first quarter. They stopped Cedar Bluff on 4th down on Cedar Bluff's first drive and got the ball back and had it for, I want to say 9-10 minutes. Went at least 9 or 10 minutes, and went up 8-0. And of course, Higgins, he relied on him a lot. There was some fumbles late in the game by both teams.
Both teams.
I think both teams lost 2 fumbles. But for the game, Browning ended up with 182 yards on 24 carries. He's he had over 200 yards again, all purpose.
That's 3 in a row.
3 in a row. Cedar Bluff finished with 299 yards of offense. Gillsville 238. Higgins had 130 rushing on 25 carries.
You know, kind of how the game started out, and Gillsville scores first.
Yes. Yeah.
They take over, and the play calling I thought was good. A good mix of run pass.
Yes.
Had a reverse here or there, kind of worked in some opposite direction, run left, run rights, hit them in the middle with Keelan. Offensive line, they were getting good pushes up front, and you go over our YouTube channel and see the highlights, or you can go to Facebook and see all the pictures. And, it's just, like you said, it's kind of bad to see anybody lose because
they both fought so hard.
Both teams, with turnovers and stuff, were just giving the other team a chance to win the game.
I think both had 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
3 turnovers.
And it didn't get wet. We thought, everybody moved their games to Thursday. This game goes off Friday, and it didn't. And it just come like a heavy miss, probably mid fourth quarter toward the end of the game and into overtime. And I didn't get the big pictures of towards the end there because I had to put my camera up.
Right.
Because by the end of the game there, it started raining, so I couldn't get my camera out and had to get it. But I took a few of my phone. And it was a good game to be at. The atmosphere was wild.
It was.
I seen some signs over on the Gillsville side. It said, "I got got 99 problems with being from Cedar Bluff. Ain't one. That's funny." And something like,
you gotta laugh.
Yeah, at least I'm not from Cedar Bluff, guys. That's why high school football is great.
Yes.
It's the rival games, those signs, and the yik-yak back and forth. Cedar Bluff's day was like white little lie, so they all wore white shirts. That the lie was that Gills was going to beat them. It's just fun, and it's funny, and it was good. And both crowds, I mean, one would go chant rah, 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 then the other one would holler back, "We can't hear you, rah, rah, rah." Cheerleaders, both y'all did a great job. It was fun.
I thought that it was it's the best Gillsville Cedar Bluff game I've saw in me personally. I didn't see the last 1-point game. It's been a 1-point game numerous times.
Oh, yeah.
And since 94, 28 years.
Yeah.
That's the best one I've witnessed.
Now, the last tie was, what did we say, been 12 or 15 years or so?
Oh, before they
the last time they tied, went in overtime?
15.
15. So that tells you, I mean, it's a great rival, and we're glad we got to handle that.
Well, let me get some of the numbers for you right quick.
I'm rolling on the bottom of the screen. Spring Garden takes care of business, 42-14. They travel to Victory Christian. We felt good about that game. Sandrock takes care of Section, 35-6. We felt good about that one. And of course, we just did go to Cedar Bluff, and Cherokee County traveled to Aniana. We're gonna get into stats on that game now.
Well, Browning had 182 yards.
Wow.
Leak 83. Higgins for Gillsville had 130. Seth Lee on that, I don't know if it was a reverse double handoff. Somebody up there was calling it a scissors play. Counter crisscross.
Looks like a reverse to me.
And it's somewhat like that. He had 47 yards on 4 carries on that play.
Yeah, every time he got that on that play on that reverse.
Yeah,
he was getting 7, 8, 10.
Yeah, he did. He had 21 on one.
Yep.
He threw for 59 yards.
I thought he had that pass at the end of the game over there in the corner.
Oh,
just
man, that was good.
Dropped a dime over there.
Yeah, Kyler Bradley played a good game. Of course, Briley Mitchell and Glasgow and Braden Barrett. I saw him all over the place. Hunter Allman. For Cedar Bluff, you obviously had Kennard had a good game.
He did.
Browning and Lee. McFry with the big catch.
Big catch. Not McFly.
McFry.
Yeah, somebody in the county let that go. That it was, and it's not.
It's McFry, not McFly. McFly is off the
Back to the Future.
Yeah. But that is a last name, apparently.
I liked.
Hunter Stallings played a good game.
Alex Bader. Austin Richardson, I seen him on the pilot video. He was diving and grabbing feet and pulling them together.
He made some good plays.
It being a senior game, I know it's important to those guys, and I wrote up a few little articles for some of the players, and we're interested to see how they finish the season, and the guys know Coach Knapp's going to tell them, hey, we got to get ready to go to Appalachian.
Yeah.
So Cedar Bluff, that's over, and I like their chances to go up to Appalachian. I think they can win that game.
Yeah, I thought they looked very good.
Good play calling, control the clock. had tempo of the game.
Yeah.
Without a fumble like going in down there about the 10 or so, they score again and go up 2 scores.
Yeah, they did.
That
They
could have been
fumbled
huge.
One time it was, and then one time they fumbled and Cedar Bluff got it back on the 20. There was one sequence there where Cedar Bluff fumbled, Galesville got it back,
Then they fumble.
and then they fumbled. I'm talking about back-to-back
Yeah.
plays.
And I'm sure coaches will clean all that up and,
But they seemed like they were caused fumbles. I mean, they
Yeah.
didn't just drop them, just going
No.
down through there and drop it.
You can watch the highlights. It was helmets on the ball,
Right.
or somebody's ripping the ball out, which is what you coach to do because that's your football just like it is their football.
But that was a great game. I think they both probably have respect for each other, and they should. 29-28, classic.
Any college cat, just curious, Kevin Bearden? Yes, we do college on the second part. Use about 30 minutes in. We do local stats and scores, which we got rolling on the screen, and then we'll give our Player of the Week award, and then we'll roll into college. And there's plenty to talk about. Is there anybody 1A players on the teams? Yeah, Cedar Bluff and Spring Garden and Galesville. They're all 1A teams where Center is 4A, and Sandrock is 2A. So yes, congratulations to the seniors of the winning of the battle. And before we go too far, I want to mention this. I talked to Coach Hams a little while ago. Collinsville Sandrock, 7 miles separates this team.
Another close.
This is
close
a
game.
rival. This game has been going on for a long time. Sandrock has owned most of the games here of late, of recently. But I mean, there was times that Collinsville win those games too. So Coach Hams is just talking about trying to anticipate plays of the other team and being prepared and getting our guys ready this week of practice. He's looking forward to a good week of practice. Hustle. That's the main word that he used. And I want him to, talk about some of his linemen. So from Trey Smith at right tackle to Coker and Stewart at center and Rooks at left guard and Aiden Daniel at left tackle. Guys, your names hadn't been left out, and we want to talk about those linemen as in coming to the week. So that's going to be a fantastic game coming up this weekend. It's going to be kind of a good local game to go to. So if you're out in this area, that'll be a good one to go to. Center, of course, they'll be traveling. They're going
Where
away.
they go this week?
They're playing Hanceville. Is that right?
Tough loss for them Friday.
Yeah. Yes, Sandrock to Collinsville, Center to Hanceville. And of course, we talk about Galesville going to Appalachian. We like their chances. And Cedar Bluff will be hosting Decatur Heritage, and Spring Garden will be hosting Wintersboro. So that'll be the only two local teams.
Spring Garden and Cedar Bluff played this week.
No, that'd be next week. And then Cedar Bluff goes to Valley Head for Valley Head's homecoming.
Then they play Spring Garden.
No, they play them next week, and then they go to Valley Head the next. It'll be Spring Garden and Valley Head.
Oh, okay.
So they'll have, they may be at Valley Head next week for their homecoming, then come back home, and it'll be. But either way, they're playing at home this week. Diamond Dean will be out there calling the game at LD Bruce Field.
And home games.
Yeah. What about? Let's work backwards. We'll work from the last one there. Cherokee County goes on the road and plays Aniana, and they lead that game every time I'm getting a score. I got on-field
the whole time.
reporter giving us stats and
And
info.
Field workers.
What kind of numbers did the guys have down there, Dean?
Well, Cornejo, not Canero, had 181 yards on 19 carries, including a 60-yarder. Let me check and make sure on this. Overall, Center had. Okay.
What's going on, Zachary?
Here we go. Well.
Eric. Yeah, Ernie Willingham, he is a great coach, and he is a good guy. And Ernie's been over there for so long. Braden, it's just been like, and they can't let him go. It's like he'll retire and then he comes back.
Right.
So we're looking forward to that game around here in the area.
Center finished with 235 yards of offense, and 235, and Cornejo had 181 of them.
Now it was 7-3, and
It was 14-3. Yeah, and he broke a 60-yarder.
Cade Center says Hopper had a 45-yard touchdown run. Cornejo is a very tough kid. These are notes from our sideline guy. He said they also had some very tough running. Aniana has a big, huge tailback. He's somebody's going to have to be dealt
Fluff
with.
Bothwell.
And guys, if your name's Fluff, I think Bo gave me that name last week. He was talking about him,
Had 149 yards.
and he said for Cherokee County to prepare to watch out for him.
Well, he had a huge quarter.
It was halftime. It was 14-3. They dropped one in the end zone, and then let's see, had a mishandled snap for Cherokee County, and made it 14-9. Well, that was 7 minutes left. And after the mishandled snap, it looked like they had a fumble. And so it was 18-14. That was the last kind of notes we got. Yeah, it was 17-14. Aniana. Center played a great game. Just that end of that fourth quarter, it just come apart on them. And they, I think it was a screen play for like 60 yards.
Yeah, and with 1:20 left.
Yeah.
Kind of the same way they did Piedmont.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
the same exact thing, nearly, with 1:20 left.
And they had, if you had a drop and a fumble and a mishandled snap, and you only lose by that close to Aniana, a team that went to state, guys, don't hold your hands down.
No.
Please don't, because you're going to have to get ready to go play Hanceville. Hanceville's a big school, and we surely, Cherokee County's favored to win that game.
Right. And, of course, Bothwell and Jacob, great games, 181, 149 yards. Bothwell had 219 yards of offense, including the 70-yard touchdown catch to win the game.
Wow.
And I've never heard of him, but obviously he's pretty good. But Jacob, 181 yards on the road on 19 carries. That's 10 yards. That's 9.5 yards a carry.
He's really been such a difference maker. Bo Starkey cuts in here. Coach Phillips is one of the best in the state. Yeah. He's been out there a while now.
I don't know much
See,
about
kind
him.
of yards attempts.
But it's hard to forget Fluff Bothwell.
Well, with a name like that, 221 rushing for the Warriors.
14 passing.
They can either respond by it's a lesson learned and we move on, or we can just dwell on it and about something that you can't do nothing about.
Yeah, you can't dwell on loss.
Because I promise you, Coach Kelly and company, Turner, Weaver, Henderson, Decker, Starr. I hope everybody's seen that picture I posted of him with Coach Starr was about 13. I had a picture of me holding the banner for the Ravens Pee Wee football team, and he was just a young guy standing there with us. I shared that.
Yeah.
It was pretty
I
good.
used to see him in the restaurant all the time.
So that was that center. Now, Sandrock, they go up there and take care of section.
Wow.
Sections, we know they're not the world beaters out there that they're expected to be. They do have a younger bit of a team, but hey, a win's a win. And
Hey, they've been playing pretty decent
yeah,
this year, though.
Coach Heath's got the guys rocking. I talked to him Thursday night. Thursday night. We come back from Hoover, went down there with Bo and some of the gang, and watched that game with Hoover and Vestavia. That was a good game. Hoover wins late in the game, but Coach Heath just said he really enjoyed the guys sticking together. He said he felt like this is the first game that they played a whole game.
It sounds like it.
Like we played an entire football game.
Oh, I mean, Valley Head section went down to the wire. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. Valley Head's one of the top teams in 1A, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And Sandrock, I mean, they drilled this team.
Yeah.
I mean, 35-6. Chestnut, what do you have? 127 rushing, passing, 100 rushing.
42 plays, 363 yards of offense. They held the ball. Only 17 minutes, 28 rushes. Yeah, 11 for 14.
Wow, and Haygood had 76 yards. They had a great game. But Chestnut, 227 yards of offense.
Yep, had 6 rushes for 6 carries for 100 yards rushing.
Wow, that's 17 yards total.
Yeah.
He's a good little player. He's coming on. I don't know who his parents are. I know Heath Chestnut, and of course I know Stephen. I don't know if one of those are his parents.
One of the coaches told me his name, and I think you'd know him if I could.
Really?
Yeah, somebody could add on there.
Yeah, add on there
what they think.
I knew it. Heath Chestnut. Now Heath Chestnut was a quarterback, and he had a cannon.
Fluffs also plays linebacker, and also had a lot of tackles. I bet he did. He's a great player. Heath is his dad.
Okay.
Chestnut.
Oh yeah. Well,
So yeah, that's right. So
he
I
gets
knew,
it honest. I went to a.
tough. Just
Can I tell a Heath story right quick?
I know that the Chestnuts and if I seen his dad, I would know him. It's one of those kind of deals. And all of them I know are just they're tougher than hay twine.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they don't break.
Well, we played intramural football at Jacksonville, and Heath was our quarterback. And I run a dig route. Y'all know what a dig is, right? 8 yards across the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw it. Matt, there was no catching that ball. That's how hard it was. I mean, I was like, and I realized right then, I'm like, my goodness, this guy has a cannon. So maybe the son does too.
Yeah, he had to come in and he's been ready. I mean, they practiced this summer and Coach Heath and staff's worked with him. And then Ace goes out in that game, that little spring game, and he's like, well, that's next man up.
Right.
And I go over there and I watch him practice, and there's no doubt he works at his craft. Okay.
Oh well, I mean, like I said, he gets it honest. His daddy was a good.
Let's say Haygood had 76 yards on 13 attempts, and the board 2 catches for 54. Cox 4 for 43. That's a 10-yard average. Crider, our Swiss Army knife, he had 4 catches for about 20 yards, and Haygood also had 8 tackles, 7 solos,
Wow.
and
Cox
Cox
he can hit now.
had 7 tackles. Ledford, 5.5 tackles. Bradley Jackson, Big Bradley, big senior
Yeah.
over there. He had 2 solos, and Ledford had 5 solos. Cox had 6. So sounds like defensively, everybody was playing good, and everybody was clicking on the same cylinder. And it was a good night for Carson to have a
200
coming home party, so to say, up there on the mountain.
227 yards. Yes, his daddy had a rocket for an arm. Rocket.
And he's got more years to play, so
Yeah.
Coach Heath can develop him. And also, you got to give a shout out to Ace Ashley for being a great teammate
No, yeah, I'm sure he's helped him.
and not just sitting around over there, filling with water bottles, feeling like, well, just woe is me, and I'm not going to get to play. And yes, he's out there on the field with the ball, and every couple, they're talking or
Right.
So,
I'm sure he's been a big help.
yeah, he's a good kid. So now Spring Garden.
Spring Garden didn't have too much trouble. I got
we-
their stats right here.
Yeah, we didn't think they would stumble too much. Victor Christian, their quarterback, he had won an award somewhere I had seen, and they're another private school of 1A over there in that other region, and they're not a bad team.
No,
I think they got
I heard good things about him this
They
year.
got a lot of young kids in some younger spots. So Coach Howard, the traveling Howards.
This was 35-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I got some text. I was getting some from some parents over there that hit me with some scores, and I was like, man, I mean, I think it got 14-0 like quick. I was like,
man.
okay, well, that's business.
Well, Connor Bates, 59 yards on 5 carries, 2 scores. Pope Chapel, 58 yards on 6 carries. 2 of 4 passes for 55 yards, include a 50-yard touchdown connection with Winstead. Cam Welsh, 53 yards on 7 carries. So they pretty much had their way in this one. 42-0 at the half, Matt.
Yeah, I was kind of getting in some scores and stuff, and I was like, wow. And by the way, Connor, we're thinking about you and hope everything's all right. I messaged him a while ago. I told him we're thinking about him, and he had his foot in the ice bucket, towards the end of the game there, trying to keep swelling down. I think it's just a sprain maybe, and knowing him and all his people, trust me, you had to cut his foot off. I mean, you really would have to cut it off for him not to play.
He'd still play.
Yeah, he would hop
1
around.
foot.
I swear he would.
At
man.
75 yards. He's nearing 500 on the season now.
Wow.
Probably has 500.
Front line and offensive line. Mark Haygood, what's happening, bro? Said they played a good game, played tough offense and
Sounds
defense.
like
They did, yeah.
I did not think they were 4 touchdowns better than Section, and they beat them 4 touchdowns. So, yeah, great performance.
Yeah, that's kind of the rundown over there around the area. So let's talk about next week then. Let's kind of get into talk about who they play next week. We'll start at the front here. Cedar Bluff's going to host Decatur.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it looks like they've been some susceptible, as if that's the right word. We kind of feel like behind the scenes in the summer, me and Dean talk about how teams kind of finish in these regions that we cover. We kind of felt like Decatur, we just don't know.
I don't know nothing.
We
about
don't.
it. All I've heard is they've got a good running back.
Yeah, I've heard they got an all-state quarterback that throws the ball 100 miles an hour.
See, I've heard he's gone.
So he's a baseball star. That's what coaches around here have told me.
Yeah.
That he's so but they're a private school, and all we can go on is judge by the past of what we would assume. So we thought probably them or Valley Head would probably be good in that region. And Coach O'Brien's that team's going to get put together sometime. This is our summer thinking. So with Decatur coming to LD Bruce Field, another home game for Coach Beckett, Coach Little, Coach Crane, and staff.
Yeah, it's just the way it worked out. Like we talked about that the other day, and the reason that is
Yeah.
because of the COVID year.
Yeah.
There's been some games canceled. Woodville wanted to come play this year.
Some home games, they have to have home games next year, so they had to flop them this year.
Yes. So as of right now, Cedar Bluff's played 11 of their last 16 ball games at home.
And we don't pick per se games, but I'll say this about Cedar Bluff hosting and covering Cedar Bluff closely. Guys, you better take care of all the penalties, and you better take care of the football if you want to beat this football team. That's just advice from old Coach Matt.
They're not a good Decatur Heritage is not a good team to make mistakes against.
No.
You just can't.
You're not going to have 12 penalties and 4 fumbles, and
No.
well, they won the game. Nah, that's not.
They're
It's not going to happen.
And I've heard that Decatur Heritage was not a good team, guys. I can go on and tell you that's absolutely not true.
Jeff, the Cuspid. Nice job, Dean.
Who said nice job, Dean?
Jeff, Mr. Bicuspid.
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No.
Okay, it may be a name he puts on for like his Facebook name or something, but that's not his
What
real
is a
name.
bicuspid? Is that something to do with teeth?
I assume so.
Okay, well, I got a friend named Jeff Ballard that's a.
He's got a picture of a cartoon. Look, well,
that's him, Jeff Ballard.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Jeff? I know him. I ain't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, he was their fullback on my
Yeah, I remember
my
him.
senior year.
Strong.
Had 900
Yeah,
yards.
he always had
Strongest
the-
guy on the team.
Dude, I remember being in the weight room. I was young, and he was like, senior y'all's class. Dude, he'd come through there like have his shirt on over his shoulder. And it's like, dang, I'm like that guy one day.
Yeah,
he
we
was
used
always.
to run around. We actually just used to ride around Cherokee County.
Yeah, we had much
Just
else to
cruise.
do.
Tuesday afternoons.
So, to picking, it's good to see you, Jeff, and we're glad you tuned in. Cedar Bluff, clean up all the stuff,
Yeah.
and you'll have a good shot to beat Decatur. Spring Garden hosts Wintersboro. We've seen Wintersboro up close in person, and I got highlights from Spring
got some
Garden
good
Wintersboro
players.
game. That quarterback looks like Vince Young Jr. He's big. He can run it. He'll pull it down. He'll take off with it.
They got a good running back.
Their skill spots are young, and I'm leaning definitely hard towards Spring Garden because Coach Ragsdale.
Right,
They give up like 100 and something points last year.
Yeah.
I like,
In 13 ball games.
I like Spring Garden. I think they can handle this.
I think so. I thought Cedar Bluff handled it. It ended up getting close, but I thought Cedar Bluff handled them pretty
Yep.
well.
Now, Gales will go on Appalachian. They had a young team about 2 years ago, so they've kind of matured into a better team up there on the mountain. We went there, had a tough time with the refs, just not calling stuff. And actually, at the end of the game, this is a true story. One of the refs told one of our coaches, guys, we kind of called it the way we did because y'all were just so overwhelmingly better than them. We tried to keep it slowed down a little bit because it just got Preston run wild that night. I mean, he had like 10 carries for 100-something yards, and this is a game I think Coach Mack was out. Something had happened, and
Yes, I think.
He didn't get
maybe
to-
Is that when his mother passed?
no, maybe. But Coach Mack, I remember him not being there. Coach Crane was him and Tori was running stuff, and they did a fantastic job, by the way. Coach Knapp and crew, did they play like they did Friday? They ain't a lot of people going to beat them.
I'm telling you now.
I mean, Cedar Bluff wins on a 4th down in overtime. Bucky,
Fourth
it's a
and 9.
bootleg roll right coming at him. He tails out, turns back left, almost gets tackled, comes back right, turns and looks and throws a yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and, DBs can't cover forever.
No.
And Bucky's elusiveness,
Oh, gosh.
is hard to deal with.
He's been doing that forever.
But Yeah, Galesville played fantastic.
If they play like that, we would be in favor for them to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the turnovers. Of course, you want to take care of turnovers, but hey, if they go in there with a mindset and like they played fired up against Cedar Bluff, I like them to beat Appalachian.
I thought they looked great.
Sandrock to Collinsville, we talked about that a little bit ago. Erningham's got a kind of a young team.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you, him or Teddy or none of the other coaches use the term, well, we're just young if they lose.
No.
If they trust them to put them out there on the field, they look at them as varsity players, and by God, you need to win the football game and kind of practice every day and work out.
Exactly.
Because them guys, they don't put up with no mess. Coach Ernie and Teddy, they do a good job over there. Sandrock's breathing off a big high wind coming in. They're going to travel to Collinsville.
I think that'll be a very good game.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think this will be a touchdown game or something.
Yeah, I don't really. Obviously, I'm not going to say who I think is going to win, but I think it'll be a good one.
Yeah, I don't see a blowout either way. So that's going to be an interesting game. Good luck to those guys. Now, center, Cherokee County here is going to travel to Hanceville. Hanceville's they always got a big team. And let's just see what.
I don't know much about Hanceville. I know there's a college over there. But
that's where my son. That's where Marcus
that's where
is.
he goes.
And it is starting to rain a little bit, so y'all just settle in right on here and just get your blankets and settle in here with old Big Matt Diamond Dean, just right here on the Matt and Todd Show.
Hold on.
Hanceville High School and Max Preps. They are 1-1 in region. They're 4A Region 6. And if anybody knows more about Hanceville than we do, they lost to Brewer. They beat West Point. They lost 41-18 to Aniana. They may be a tail sign. And they just beat Asheville 22-13. So they're coming off of a win-loss, because they're kind of – seems like they're a little back and forth on that. Quarterback says they got Hunter Black listed as a QB. So, if we can go by score, they lost 41-18. So they scored 18 on Aniana, and center pretty much had them beat. So that would make you want to lean towards Cherokee County to be able to go on the road and take care of that game.
I think they'll be fine.
If Aniana handled them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And center handled Aniana and with fumble and with a bad snap or something, and it was that they still was dominating the game pretty much.
There's Mark Welsh saying that Cedar Bluff plays Appalachian Friday.
Yes, we do college talk, Mark. Yeah, we do college after we do all the high school stuff.
Look at something here, man. Hold up. Some of these schedules on Max Preps are wrong.
No, that's not Max Preps. That's Cedar Bluffs.
No, I'm just saying somebody may be looking at it on Max Preps.
Oh yes, that's true.
I've seen where John blocked a punt again and run it back for a touchdown. You remember he did that last year?
Yeah, this week.
John Welsh, do you remember that?
See, Gillsville and Cedar Bluff is Decatur at home.
Okay.
And Gillsville this is from Knapp. It's from Appalachian away.
Okay.
What was the Cedar Bluff plays Appalachian Friday? No.
He might have meant Gillsville.
Yes. Yeah, Gillsville plays Appalachian Friday, Mark, yes. Yeah, we like Gillsville to go over there. If they play the way they did, Mark, against
oh yeah, definitely.
Against Cedar Bluff. Knapp had a great game plan, man. He had it all together. You could tell they'd studied the film. I went over there one day and did some pictures and stuff with the guys. Yes.
Cedar Bluff plays their next 2 games at home. Mark and
They have to play mistake-free to beat Collinsville. Mark's right. Hey, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about Mark Welsh.
You're going to have to take care of the ball. I'm telling you, now, they got a young little bunch over there. And let me tell you, since we're talking about Collinsville for a minute, I had a comment, and I won't say who because it don't matter, from a player. Mm-hmm. And his comment was just like a coach's comment. He said something like, you don't make no mistakes, and you play carefree ball. And let me just read it to you. His comments about Sandrock. It's not a coach. Mm-hmm. I think they're a tough team. It's going to take us a lot of effort, and we can't give up nothing to let us beat them. It's going to be a dogfight, and like we had, like they had against Pisgah, which they was not so lucky with. But we can keep the same energy we have had, I think we can win. That's a kid.
That's good.
And
you know, most kids, they're garbage. We'll kill them.
Yeah. And I said that was a good answer, and he says
That's a great answer.
That's the mindset, one game at a time. This is from a kid over there. That's a good answer.
Well, I think we need to get back to players having respect for their opponents.
Yes.
You know, we're going to kill them. They stink. I mean, you know, come on, give them a little credit. And I love it when somebody beats somebody and they say, they sucked. And you just barely beat them.
Oh, yeah.
So why are you saying they suck?
Kind of like Saban did with, how'd y'all think about Saban right there saying, don't do that crap. They're throwing horns down, against Texas.
Yeah. But, I mean.
Thank you, Mark. We love you too, buddy.
Who called? I don't want to call anybody I beat a terrible team.
No, well, because
then that means you ain't real good if you barely beat them.
Yeah.
You know, that's not aimed at anybody.
No.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, they just do it. Yeah, college.
And a lot of
Alabama.
college players.
What Alabama? What they want to be talking garbage for? Alabama nearly lost. Horns down, bro. You need to just worry about getting ready to play.
Yeah. Garbage talking. I mean, really. I seen somebody talking against Georgia. Come on.
So we got that's our area scores, stats, winners.
Yeah.
And we went through the next week and talking about where they're going to be going to. I like most of our chances in the county here. I like a lot of them. Probably 4 out of 5 of these teams should win.
I would think. I hope all of them.
I do too.
But now I don't think. I think the other 3 games could go either way. Cedar Bluff, Decatur Heritage, Gillsville, Appalachian, and of course Sandrock and Collinsville. But I don't think Spring Garden or Center will have any trouble.
Yeah.
And I can say that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah, Cedar Bluff take care of the ball, clean up the penalties. Just you got to do that, and like Mark said, for Sandrock, take care of the football. Coach Ernie's put together a good product there, and they got some young guys, but don't let them fool you. The DeBoard and all those guys, and
Oh yeah, Collinsville's got a good football team.
Yeah, quarterback's his grandson, it's his daughter's boy, and his daddy played there. Good football player, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, Ernie's going to have a lot to work with over there. I'm going to tell you that. And their center, the center, boy, that plays center. What did I say his name was? Trey Coker, and Stewart's the center. All these guys play baseball together. I know some of them from baseball, so they're going to have a good shot over there. So let's do the favorite thing that we love to do. This is what everybody comes for. So everybody just have a seat there and, just enjoy. Just pull up your covers there and watching Matt and Todd show live. And again, we like doing what we do. And we're at show number 153, Dean. How about that?
54.
This is 154?
I think. Let me look. I keep up with it.
Let's see here. 150. Looks like it's coming a good one outside.
Yeah. I don't know. We hadn't had no rain lately, so we've needed it. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Apparently not a good one.
Yes, Sandrock will beat. Mark thinks he likes Sandrock to beat Collinsville. Okay. Yeah, it could go.
What was I just looking up?
We see what show numbers on, but our player of the week.
154.
Our player of the week, and we try to spread it around and be fair with everybody. And this week, man, with the kind of stats this young man had, and the kind of game he had, and to come back and bounce back, and the guys are getting ready, and they're kind of fixing to hit mid-season, so it's a good time to get hot. So our player of the week,
Carson Chestnut,
Sandrock, congratulations. $20.
227 yards. I'm sure that's a career high. It was his first year as a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's a big reason they smoked section like they did.
Congratulations, Carson, and his dad Heath.
Yeah.
I know them. That's
yeah.
So he's $20 on there. Don't let him fib to you now. You and him go eat wings over there at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, you can play some trivia over there too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Get them Asian zing wings. You're the best.
You like them?
Oh gosh, yes. And $250. I mean $20, not the $250.
I like I like the garlic parm. Marcus turned me on to them.
Yeah, they're good.
I'm
They're
just a
very good.
traditional barbecue or mild kind of guy, you know. Just good, good mild wing. So congratulations again to Carson, our player of the week. Let's see here. We got
That's our
some.
fourth one.
I got a young one here coming on here. I got a text from a young one there. All right, guys. We went through all our stats and everything from last week. Got all your scores up on the screen. Ethan Stevens, the South Side. Congratulations, Carson. Yes, congratulations, Carson. Says Miss Christy Reese Crider.
I thought he played well against Cedar Bluff. He runs the ball good. He's tough.
Oh, hey, let's see here. How'd y'all feel about Southside versus St. Clair County? Yeah, we didn't cover that one much. We're over here.
We don't.
Yeah, we could do.
I mean, that's not a bad question.
Yeah, it's a
We
good
don't-
question. Yeah.
We don't really know.
Tomorrow night, Road the Blue Mount.
Yeah.
We'll be over there talking.
cover that.
Bo
Yeah.
and Reggie will talk about them. And yeah, I got scores, other high school scores that we always run through, but like far as stats or coverage,
We don't.
we do our county and we do mostly college football stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just hard to do everybody else.
Yeah, I
mean,
can't-
You can't even find the articles on them.
No, yeah, because there's no newspaper stuff really anymore.
I
And-
can't find nothing on Valley Head. They rushed for 650 yards last week, and I can't find the first article on it.
Let's see. So, yeah, congratulations, Carson Chestnut Player of the Week. And we'll run through some other scores around here in the area that everybody likes to talk about. Some games that are kind of close by to us. Yeah, I do too. Those garlic parms are good. That's what Mark likes too. I like them. I didn't even eat them until Mark was like, "Hey, he ordered some," and I started eating them. So
I like the Asian thing, but the garlic.
They're
parms,
good, too.
Yeah.
Coos Christian, Dean, what about
Wow.
the marching O'Briens? Talking about Decatur Heritage,
35-21.
35-21. Congratulations, Teddy and company. Bo called them on the way back. They were getting ready to leave out. He said there's some things they still would like to clean up. He thinks they left some points on the field.
Wow. They're starting to come into their own.
Yeah,
Huh?
defensive line played good. Who'd he say? One of their tailbacks had a good night, and quarterback played well.
I heard their quarterback.
Yes,
played well.
he's getting better and as the year goes on. Hey, look, guys. I mean, what
And they've played such a tough schedule.
their region games? What region games have they lost? They ain't even really got into region play yet, have they?
I mean, if you count the spring,
They
no,
played Galesville. They beat Galesville.
They beat Galesville.
Now they got Valley Head coming.
They beat Galesville and Decatur Heritage.
I think they got Valley Head
But
coming.
you count the spring, their last 4 games are 5 sacks, Geraldine, and Spring Guard. So seasoned is an understatement. It's like a ribeye from the Outback, you know. I mean, they're seasoned.
Yeah, they're ready to go. I like Coos Christian,
I mean,
but I think they'll have a. They're getting come into their own now.
yeah, I think so too. And they will. You know, we've been saying this was coming for a while, so I think it's slowly coming around. It takes time.
It takes a long
People
time.
are not very patient when it comes to rebuilding a football program.
And they do this week.
Okay.
So big region implications for
Christian Valley Head. Wow.
they play this week. So
Valley Head with a week off and fresh legs. That won't be easy.
and we talked about Bain and how that whole offense is just clacking along, averaging about 400 yards a
I
game.
think they rushed for 300 the other night and didn't even play.
Times Journal. Oh, let's see here. What we got here? Oh, Aaron. Okay, he's talking about the Times Journal. Don't cover the area, but Fort Payne here. The Southern Torch does. They do some better.
Southern Torch does.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Well, I hate to be a
I hear them.
I hate to
I met
be
somebody that does
a-
photography for them.
tightwad, but I can't subscribe to every paper, you know, online. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I want to go read the article in the Times Journal, but you have to subscribe.
Yeah, and to get news, you can come right here and subscribe for free and hear all the news and stats about all this county. And we give scores from other teams, you know, around the county. As in mentioned, Aaron's on here. He's our Valley Head reporter over there for the show.
Field reporter. He's a good one.
High scoring game, Valley Head and Coosa. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That'd be a good game.
It ain't gonna be no 70 to 50, or 57 to 36.
Yeah,
I don't know.
be like a 28-35 kind of.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so. Because they're both teams they're scoring some points right now. Coosa had 35 against Decatur. Other news: Etowah Blue Devils. We caught their bus coming out of Hoover. We were coming out of Hoover. We met with them on the interstate and followed them back towards Etowah County. 52-12 over Fultondale. Fife struggles 49-6 over Wattsburg Christian. I'm joking. I'm kidding.
49-6.
I'm kidding. Geraldine struggles bad against Hoax Bluff, 23-2. Tough matchup.
Their running back had 167 yards on 21 carries.
Dude,
Carlos Mann.
If you think about picking games, don't pick against Geraldine.
No, not this year. Unless they're playing one team. And whoever that team plays, you pick that team.
And they done played 5, so
no.
that was their only bump on their road to.
Geraldine could possibly go 9-1.
Yeah, they got Piedmont later too.
8-2 at worst.
Yeah. The Hoover game that we was at, 20-14. That was a good game. Good atmosphere. Refs from around here that they send from Gadsden. Please send some refs from Gadsden area to these games at Hoover and let them watch the refs down there, how you ref a game. It's a good continuous flow of the game. There's no silly flags. There's no stuff about a piece of a head rag sticking out of the back of the helmet, or super smooth game. Super professional refs. No clunky, dunky stuff that guys seem like they either want to retire or they've never reffed a game in their life. It's not good. And I'm not just picking on anybody in particular. It's just not. And anybody that you ask will tell you all the same thing. And if you want to do something about it, Big Matt, you always say to just put up or shut up, and you're right. So I'm not going to say nothing else about it, because if I don't want to help the problem, I need to shut up about it. And I'm not going to be a ref because they need a lot of help.
Yeah, well, there's been, even college football to me has been
bad. Dude, we've seen some targeting against Bryce Young in Texas. What? Targeting what? He was throwing him on the ground. They call it. And then he says the vocabulary got changed. What? How did the word targeting? It's ridiculous.
Well, see, and they threw, which yours went out, but then that was not unnecessary. Oh, shout out to Logan Todd Brooks from Cleveland, Tennessee. He just texted me and said he looks forward to our show every week. Yeah. Hey, go Vols, man! They won yesterday.
Yeah,
Vols, man.
We're fixing to get into that. We like them and some of their quarterback play. Pickens County, Dean, struggle win 62-0 over Berry. Pickens County. I'm sorry, but it's going to be hard for 1A football or whatever to. It just is.
Levi Mintz said he threw a ball against them, and there was nobody but Ricky Penley in the picture. And
all of a sudden,
the corner came out and
Pooh Bear
50 yards for a touchdown. He told Jonathan that. He said there was nobody there when I threw it.
I know. And Hampton told me that when he went to Troy, like the windows just get smaller and smaller. So Pickens County is rolling along right now. These are teams that our teams around here could wind up playing. That's why I like to give these scores. Let you know, fans, where these teams you may see your local teams in a playoff spot, maybe how they're doing. Piedmont, 35-21.
Piedmont's bounced back good. 10 wins in a row.
Plainview played them very well. From a field reporter that I got over there that told me he was on hand first sight, and he said the score does not represent the game, that Plainview played them very well.
28-21 at one point.
Yep. Plainview's got a good team.
I did not think that would be that close, and it was. I actually even told you that when we talked about going.
Yeah.
I said, I don't think it'll be good. But Geraldine beat Plainview pretty handily.
So that's going to match up for Piedmont and Geraldine to be a knockdown one.
Very good game, yeah.
Pisgah, we talked about that, 40-28.
Oh, they're rolling.
Collinsville scores 48. I think is that the most scored on Pisgah, I think?
I don't know. I
think
Pisgah
it is.
Scores a ton of points.
Anniston, by us, a knockdown drag out. We had some guys over there watching the game. I was getting some minutes back and forth between them. They beat Jacksonville 30-23.
Wow.
That's very surprising. Valley Head, they had, what was it, 57-35.
That was 2 weeks
when
ago.
They played 2 weeks ago. But that's in line of lining up this Coosa game. I wanted to make idea that 57-35 Woo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Kusa,
a high-scoring game.
Coach O'Brien, gonna have you. You better have your medicine water, because if they're scoring 6 touchdowns on everybody,
Well,
7.
I mean, I know they're 3-0, and I know 2 games they've rushed for 13 or 1,400 yards this year, guys.
Yeah.
They've played 3 games.
Then that Connsville team, Madisonville Sandrock's 1-1 and 2A Region 7. They just lost to Pisgah. They beat Section Crossville and Pleasant Valley. Only giving up, 14, 28. They only get up about 50 points this year. The Collinsville team had them. So
Yeah, Collinsville's got a good squad.
yep, I'm trying to go up there one day this week. Make go up there and see the
You want to ride up there and check them out?
Fighting Ernie's. Congratulations, Carson, again on your Player of the Week. I have a shirt for you tomorrow, and a Wild Wings card, and go eat some wings and
good boy.
Have a good time.
I did not know that was his daddy.
Yeah. One of the coaches told me, and he said his name. I said, "Man, I know that name." And I'm not good with name guys.
Well, I didn't
I'm
know.
not.
I
But
mean,
if I see him, I would know him.
Mm-hmm. There's a few Chestnuts up there, but I just wasn't for sure which Chestnut group he was a part of. Stephen coached up there, and I don't know if that's pretty good, Mark.
Yeah, they have. Pickens County's destroyed a lot of dreams for basketball and football for a lot of this
they
area.
beat Cedar Bluff twice in the state championship.
Yeah.
One time in overtime.
We seen their rings that night we went up there.
And I love to tell this story, and I love it. And I'm taking up for the people that play for Cedar Bluff. So I get back about 3 days after, somebody comes up to me and says, "Coach Carpenter, you don't mind hearing this story. Carpenter blew it. They got out coached. They were way better than Pickens." And I'm like, no, they were not. Pickens was absolutely loaded with talent, and to be in the ball game, Johnny, was a great accomplishment for Cedar Bluff.
Oh, yeah.
They have some studs down there.
Yeah, they always.
And to even suggest that anybody up here, besides maybe Center,
Yeah.
has as much talent as Pickens County it's asinine.
That's a 10.
It's
That's 11.
it's just mad. Is it true? I mean,
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, I've watched them
can
play.
anybody up here?
I can't
got
speak on
athletes as good as Pickens
basketball,
County?
but football, I know I've watched them play many games. No,
And those people could have been messing with me, but they
Yeah.
did say, and I don't think they were because I didn't know them that well. I heard they blew it. They had it. They had more talent.
They just didn't know the program very well. They're just
like-
they're just talking.
More talent.
Yeah, they're just talking.
Yeah.
Well,
that's my Pickens
yeah.
County story.
Dean, the whole title of the show here is there's elite and not elite. Quarterback list of college. And if you'll know about Bama football, if you'll know how Auburn game went down, let's talk about Notre Dame and Marshall. A&M, what a big boo-boo they make. And Frost is on the hot. He is out.
He's done.
I think they're not going to frost it no more. I think they're going to freeze it. I think Hugh Freeze gets a phone call pretty soon to
Heard
take
Dan
that
Mullen,
spot.
maybe.
I wouldn't hire him. Ain't no way.
I actually heard that.
I would hope
Meyer,
they would hire O'Brien from Alabama,
I would.
and we could bring Freeze to Alabama to
I
call
think we're going to
plays.
find out that it might not be the coaches up there. That's just my theory. That's 4 straight that had not done well. 5. Well, now actually, one of them did pretty good, and they fired him anyway.
Let's
4 straight.
let's switch gears, and we'll get over here and do some college stuff, and we'll run our little commercial ad. And so, hey, college stuff, if you like that kind of stuff, we probably got about an hour. We did a little long on high school. That's fine. We love our county and our community. So y'all come on back and hang out with us, and let's run our commercial spot, and then we'll be right back. All right? Hang on. We'll be right back. Thank you. All right, Jerry Mobley, we'd like to thank him coming in back over there for us and doing a commercial spot with us. You can reach Jerry at 903-343-8581. CNC Rentals, 845-9275. Go over there and get all your rental equipment from mowers and tractors and all that kind of stuff. Lloyd's Legal Service, 266-1416, right up here in town. Scott Lloyd, been DA, retired for many years. Warrior Gym, John's making it happen, 484-7153. Went by their day, the new floor's in. Colbert, thank you for sponsoring the game this week, 927-5377. And then 927-4030 for Cherokee Eye Clinic. thank you all very much for what you do.
Watch out.
Dun, dun,
What's
dun,
that?
dun, 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 dun. There we are. Hot, there he is right there. Look at him.
Who?
Down on the corner on Main Street. Guys, we appreciate you stopping by here for the Matt and Todd Show, the best dang sports duo going today. And again, shout out to our sponsors, Cherokee Eye Clinic, J.R. and April McKenzie.
Yeah,
Couldn't do it without them. Corey Colbert, hey, sponsored the game for us Friday. Make sure everything runs smooth over here at Matt and Todd Show to bring you all the best coverage that you want here for you local people. And Jerry Mobley, hey,
I'm getting my nose.
hard-working concrete. If you need any kind of work, he does free estimates on stuff.
Wow, free estimates?
Scott Lloyd, legal service. He's going to do anything you need him. He's a retired DA. I mean, he knows the law as good as anybody. If you need some help along with
I
that.
need him one day. I mean,
Yeah, it's good to have. We got two lawyers on here. We
Yeah,
should help
if we
us.
ever have any problems, seriously,
Yeah.
which I don't think we will.
and Warrior Gym. I gave the phone number a while ago for John. We got new flooring down. Nice, clean over there. Talked to him today. He's fixing to do some stuff, going to tint windows and move some stuff around. And so that's good news. Look for a place to work out. Just holler at John. Go on our page and you can find their numbers. And you can find them on Facebook, Warrior Gym and Nutrition. So they can give you the hookup on that. Guys, man. First off, well, let's congratulate Carson again. This is our college part, but we want to Carson Chestnut. Congratulations, Player of the Week. I'll see you probably tomorrow or Tuesday for sure. Last week, Dean, we had Bama covering the score. I kind of liked it to be a little bit closer. I was thinking 2 touchdowns. Obviously, I was off by about 13, and most everybody
I
was
had them winning, right?
Yeah, everybody was off about 18 points. South Carolina 30-44. Arkansas was -9.5. I had them to cover easy. I liked them in that game.
I didn't have them cover.
Yeah, you had no cover.
But I had them winning.
Yeah, you thought they'd play them a little closer. Wake Forest covers. We both liked that one. They win 45-25 at Vanderbilt.
Good game.
Tennessee was favored by 5.5. They win against Pitt at Pitt, 34-27. Tennessee, I like them covered by 10. They played the game pretty well. Dean liked the game to be a little bit. He was close last week. Everything you wanted close.
No, I thought they would be.
You thought it'd be close.
Yeah, but I still didn't cover, right? But I had Tennessee winning.
Yeah.
Don't turn on me. If I'd had Pitt winning, my cousins wouldn't have talked to me no more.
Kentucky 26, Florida 16. What a heck of a game that was. We're going to get into some more of these games. Talking about this. It was at Florida at the Swamp. Florida was favored by 5.5, and we both picked Florida to win the game, and I thought Florida would win by a touchdown. Obviously, Levis decided otherwise.
Levis is good.
And that's something else. And
he is good.
Smoke come in, played a good game, even though their tailback has been out, Rodriguez. That was my concern, them not having the tailback.
Smoke's good backup from Wetumpka, right down the road.
That's right. Houston 30 at Texas Tech 33. Vegas had about 3. Vegas was right on.
Quarterback had a good game. I'll talk about that.
Texas Tech to cover. We both liked them to cover, and they did. BYU, I had them covering. Dean liked Baylor to win. BYU wins it 26-20.
They didn't get no favors.
Mississippi State at Arizona 17, 39-17. Mississippi State took care of business. I like them to cover easy. Dean liked them to be the game be a little closer.
But now we pretty much won most of the games.
Yeah, except for Florida. That's who didn't pick Florida.
I really thought
Kentucky
who? I did not expect Kentucky to beat them. Not after the high they came off of. But somebody made a good point today. All right, wow.
Notre Dame
Got a message that Derry College won 56-10. Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
And we got Chaz Pope and Luke Welch play up there. Okay.
Thomas, what's up, Mr. Crusick? Hey, Thomas. Thomas does a good job reffing. I've been at Thomas's at his games, and if he was not a good ref, I wouldn't say that he was. I just would say nothing. Thomas, and I know he knows. Please help some of your partners. They need to make sure they're paying attention and watching the same game. Wow. Some of them you can't help, and there's bang bang plays, but like the one over at Gillsville when we got to get out of high school. But where Keelan's leaning over backwards, I couldn't tell if he was in or not. But the problem was they made no call.
They didn't make a fumble or a
touchdown or throw a bag. They did nothing. They went and talked and spotted it and let them give them a chance again. So how do you put the ball down if it was a touchdown? So obviously they rode it a fumble, but Cedar Bluff recovered. So how did Gillsville get the ball back?
I thought they just, if they didn't know, just put it at the half-foot line, second down.
But
they just seem not to know.
Yes, right, and that's that.
I may be wrong.
And the fans just want to know fumble or touchdown.
And you cannot.
It can't be neither
because you got Gillsville fans going touchdown, you got Cedar Bluff fans going fumble.
Yeah.
So you can't.
And they did neither.
No.
Anyway, but Thomas does a good job, and I've known him his whole life, and his brother too, and they're good people. And he calls it out now. We was at the state game, and when Fife was getting hosed down there by Catholic, he called his own refs out. Hey, that's wrong. That you couldn't. They were trying to replay a foul. Oh, the blocking the field goal or something, and then the clock run out, and they had a big problem. It was not even a reviewable play,
Right.
and they reviewed it.
Well,
Fife got hosed down there. They still won.
and I've noticed it in high school, and I noticed it in college yesterday.
Had
They're
Nebraska.
throwing too many
Yeah.
flags.
We're Mr. Talbot. We were just fixing to get into that. We just broke out of high school.
Too
stuff.
many flags. I'm talking about there's 25 penalties
I
in
don't-
Alabama game.
I don't know if they're looking to be seen because it's a major game to make sure their name's seen or that their face is seen on TV. I don't know
I was at a game earlier in the year with 40.
because
40 flags.
the NBA refs will do that to try to get known.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and I watched the BYU and Baylor, and it was just flags all over the place. I mean, just too many. But I know you got to call the game. I'm not knocking it. It just seems like a lot.
well, and today is September 11th, and we do remember. So, you know, y'all still keep praying for our nation. We're definitely. I don't feel like we're under the hand of God. That this is a cast out place, and we've strayed away from the true way. I think that we should be going. So just continue to pray for our country. It is September 11th, and there's some things happened that was very politically motivated, but people lost their lives, and that's not fair to moms, dads, daughters, sisters, and sons. So September 11th is definitely remembered. But on a lighter-hearted note, college football. Upset alert, Notre Dame hosted Marshall, 26-21 final. The transfer quarterback, I think from Texas Tech, come Colombo. Quarterback makes a game out of it.
Marshall's quarterback.
Yes, 17-14 A&M, App State wind up coming here playing a game.
Wow.
A&M loses this game. We're going to get into more detail. Bama looked average to me. Fans, if you're 45 or
They didn't look great.
if you're the ages between me and Dean or whatever, I remember us having good seasons when we'd win 7 or 8 games. We're happy. Maybe that's the way it's going to be because football looks like it's been spread out. The big glop of mustard you used to put on your biscuit,
Boy, it did yesterday.
it's getting spread out. I think it's because teams are these NIL deals. Kids are not going to stay and wait behind somebody else to play.
No.
So they're going to go somewhere else to play, and they're pretty good players. So, you know, they're pretty good players, so they ain't going to be able to go play.
Right.
They're going to go play. They don't want to wait. And they're going to get paid.
I don't blame them for wanting to play.
Well,
got
I wanted
sick
to
of
play.
hearing that.
Everybody wants to play.
Everybody just wants to be on a good team. No, they don't. They want to play.
Well, that's kind of what's word out. 61 career wins, Dane for Stoops. Congratulations. Passes Bear Bryant in Kentucky.
He's done a great job.
Well, that's good. I'm
Fantastic.
big on it.
I think they're as good as they've ever been.
I agree. 55-22, you rock 'em talk Jayhawks
Kansas,
West Virginia.
they're calling for him to be fired.
Is JT Daniels not getting it done? Obviously not.
Well, I don't know.
They're 0-2.
Let's see what his numbers were.
Now, what I feel like is what we're in. It's just been a part of the big Twilight Zone. I just want to go over and play some Twilight Zone music. Before we start breaking into this,
Wait just a second. Let's see what JT.
let's see what we
West
got going on. The
Virginia.
talk spot here. Mark, we're glad you're on here. We do like talking to Mark. He needs to be on here more. Transfer portal is awful. It is. And NIL, it is. It's right now it's the hot thing, and kids are going to be taking money and moving around. And
No, I don't think this was on Daniels. 360 yards, 3 touchdowns.
he's getting the job done. So what about the
Their
defense? Giving up
averaging 46 points a game.
55 to Kansas.
Yeah.
What was this, a basketball game?
That's a lot. 55 to Kansas, who's not a very good team.
What is it, chalk walk? Was that what they do? On the basketball thing, they come down
I
the.
think.
Well,
I don't know, 55, but it sounds to me like their problems are with the defense. Matt, 46.5 points a game. That's what they're giving.
Let's do our top 5 quarterbacks before we get into
Alright.
these games.
I got them.
Let's do one and go back and forth.
Okay.
We'll do one. I'll do one. My number one, and it's not in any order. These are who's elite and who's not, and who's elite and who's not. Spencer Rattler's just not. He's not.
But he did have a good day yesterday.
Yeah, AR-15 at Florida. I don't think he's elite. I watched him miss a lot of passes, and I'm just doing some knots. That's 2 of my knots. Who's 2 of your knots?
2 of my not elite.
Yeah.
I would have to say Hayes King from Texas A&M, and not somebody that did not have a good day yesterday that's considered elite. I think Ewers is definitely elite. I don't
What about
have many
Ugalele?
nods. I think he's playing all right.
Eagle's not elite, and he'll be replaced probably next week.
But he played good yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're who they're playing, but he won't make it long.
You don't think so?
No, he's not elite.
I don't think that. I think Daniels is playing very good.
So who's your number one guy?
My number one guy is
I got Levis for one.
Williams. Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams, I got Williams too.
351 yards.
Yep.
I've got number two, Hendon Hooker, 300 yards, game-winning touchdown over Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
I like KJ Jefferson. I think Arkansas, he's really getting the job done out there. I'm fixing to go through his stats. He had a great game this weekend. He's looking elite to me.
That 3 years right there?
Yeah.
Okay, next I've got Donovan Smith, Texas Tech, 379 yards, and an upset win over Houston.
He upset at Houston. I like Hooker at Tennessee. He's playing right along. Heifel and him seem to be, boy, they got some chemistry really going on.
They do. Hooker's a good player.
They got some chemistry right now. They're getting hot.
My next one is Spencer Sanders from Oklahoma State, 322 yards as they enter the top 10 at number 8 and beat Arizona State handily.
And for my last one, but definitely not least, he's a guy that splashed back on the scene, and they're going to be ranked number 19 right now in the AP polls. Wake Forest Hartman. It's good to have him back. 300 yards yesterday. That's a great game, man.
That's my number 4 too.
Wow.
So I got Hooker, Williams, Donovan Smith, Hartman, and Sanders elite yesterday.
Yeah. Now they may not be next week.
Richardson was not elite yesterday.
No, AR-15.
He was not.
No, I didn't think so neither.
But I think Kentucky also has a good defense.
Ugalele.
I don't think Hayes King played good yesterday.
King didn't, and
you just don't like Ugalele, and I
No, I
understand
don't.
that,
Yeah, he's
but
just not
he's
good.
not played bad.
he's
yet.
just not good. He's going to lose them a game when they have to really play somebody. Because Miami's and all these teams. Where's
I think,
Miami is ranked 13 right now.
yeah, they're going to have to play them a bit.
BYU's 12. So that's our elite and not elites.
I didn't have many not elites, but
Yeah.
I don't. Let me think of one. I think Van Dyke's okay.
Yeah, see, well, they didn't play. They played some whole
Yeah.
team yesterday.
Yeah.
He didn't even play the whole game. They
Yeah,
pulled him because
okay.
I think he went up like 300 yards,
Right.
and they let him take a break.
And you don't think Rattler's elite? He did
No.
have a good game yesterday, though.
He's just not.
You just don't think
No.
so? I think Rising's very good.
Yeah, I almost put him in there, but they played. Who'd they play? Yeah,
That's McCarthy for Michigan.
They played
pretty good.
Southern Utah. They won
Right.
73-3. He had
73-7.
he had 250 yards with 3
I think the
touchdowns.
quarterback from Nebraska's good.
I do too. Thompson.
Yes, I do.
Ohio State 45-12 over Arkansas State. Stroud had 351, 4 touchdowns. Miami wins over Southern Miss 30-7. Georgia 33-0. Liberty over UAB. And let's talk about Tyron. I think he had 2 tackles yesterday. I think it's a good win for Liberty.
Yes, UAB's got a good football.
They're a
team.
good, yeah, they are. Hugh Freeze will be your next coach at Nebraska. You can go ahead and write it down. Uncle Matt told you.
You think
right
he
here.
will be?
Yeah. I mean, that's who I would call.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Now, Notre Dame, they have Cal next. Now, they lost 21-26.
Wow.
Columba, quarterback at Marshall, 16 for 21, 145 yards, a touchdown. The little running back, he only had he had 31 carries for only 163 yards. A Marshall tailback named of LeBorn, 163. You're supposed to be number 4 in the country coming out, and everybody's talking smack about you. 365 total yards. I don't know what to say. Notre Dame turned the ball over 3 times. They had 351 total.
That's
They
still
just-
not a ton of yards.
No, it's just
They're
not.
not gaining. I hate that for Freeman. He seems like a good guy, but he's the first coach they've had to be 0-3 in his
0
first
for
3.
3. 3 turnovers,
One being the
350.
bowl game.
And they got Cal next.
And Cal's undefeated so far. I think they'll beat Cal,
I do too.
but it may be a better game than we're expecting,
Well,
than we would have been expecting.
The Brandon or Brody, the quarterback, he had 2. He threw 2 picks. He had 32 passes for 200 yards.
Oh my gosh.
He only connected for 18 of them. And in personal mention, this is just for us. Jake Crane and company, they also like Fresno State. 32-35. They lost to Oregon State. We liked Fresno in that game.
I think Oregon State's pretty good, though. I think Oregon State may make a run at the Big 12.
We're pulling
Pac-12.
for them. We're pulling for them.
Yeah.
We are pulling for
They
them.
were a lot better last year, and obviously they're better this year. They beat Fresno and Boise.
let's do. You want to do some games or talk about the top 25?
Let's talk about this top 25 here. Let me get on here.
Guys, please go in there and comment. TJ Finley, there's another one. TJ Finley's, thank you for the comment there, Christian. Finley's just not. I mean, how bad? Okay, don't let me get started. And people, when I do this,
Let's see.
I don't hate Auburn, as you can see right over my left shoulder. I don't have nothing against Auburn. I hate Notre Dame. I don't hate Auburn. And you know, Tennessee is supposed to be a hated rival for Alabama, but I'm actually kind of pulling for them this year. I'm excited for them. You tell who I'm pulling for, who I find myself up on my seat pulling for?
Who?
Kentucky.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
I like Kentucky.
But back to Auburn, how bad does it have to be that Ashford is out there playing looking better, and they don't start him, and Finley just keeps playing, and Calzada can't even start.
I don't know what's going on.
What a mess. What do they got going on down there?
Ashford was their leading rusher yesterday, 61 yards.
Guys, somebody from Auburn tell me Jesus Christ. What is going on down there?
378, 329. Let's see San Jose State's history here. Let's see who San Jose State has beat this year. San Jose State beat Portland State by 4. Yeah, there's not a I don't understand that. I don't understand what happened there. I just don't.
Y'all give me y'all's. I'll actually.
And I don't think there's any way right now.
I'll give my top 5 and you do it on that one there, and I'll do it on this one, and I'll put Matt. And we ain't even gonna look at each other. This is gonna show you how blind we do it. And we won't look at each other. We'll do a top 5. I'm gonna put Matt, and you put Todd on yours, and I'm gonna type my top 5 of who we think. And this way, everybody can kind of see what
we think. Right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Just type Todd and then put a space, and then.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do.
Yeah, come on now. Do it.
Okay, I'm going to go 1, and then 2. I'm going to do. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. 2, I'm going to put.
I'm having trouble typing.
And number.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna put. I already got my number 1 out there. Now these are 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Everybody, come on in there. Jump on the chat. Y'all put y'all's 1 through 5 college rating as of today. Now this don't have to be for what they did last year. Now let's talk about what they did this week. And number 4, I like.
All right. I'm getting it.
As bad as I hate it, I hate to put them down there. So there's Todd putting his on.
All right. I'm still thinking on this one. I hate to do it, but who can argue with it right now?
Now put them all. Okay, mine's going on Facebook. That's how you'll know the difference. Mine's Facebook and yours is YouTube. Okay, that's how fans can know.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought I was.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Number 5. You're gonna love this number 5.
Well, and people, please argue with us on this. We enjoy it. So you got, let's see, it's kind of spread out. You got Georgia 1, you got Alabama 2, you got Michigan 3.
Wait. Oh no, I'm wrong on that one. I meant to put State on that one. Okay, my 5's Okie State, not Okie. Okie State.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got Georgia, Ohio State 2, 3 Alabama, Michigan 4, and Oklahoma State 5.
Oklahoma State 5.
Okay, on mine you can see over there I got
Georgia, Ohio State.
I got Georgia 1. Now I got Ohio State 2, Bama 3, Oklahoma 4, and Michigan 5.
Okay. That's not bad.
And I hate to put Michigan in there.
I do too, but who else are you going to put?
I know Clemson.
I can't put Clemson in
I can't either.
I cannot in good conscience put Clemson.
They don't have a quarterback.
I think they're top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. I could put them at 7.
But,
I'm okay with Clemson at 7.
But
6.
I said before that Texas A&M was overranked. Notre Dame's obviously not in there anymore. Oklahoma State's 2-0. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I told Matt yesterday. I said I don't know if anybody's clear cut real great.
Well,
except for Georgia.
The top 25 AP poll. You can see on is Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson. 6 starting out of the top playoff teams. Right now, it looks like it's going to be just nearly a repeat of last year, minus Cincinnati.
I would have USC at 6, Oklahoma at 7. No, Oklahoma at 6, USC at 7.
Oklahoma State at 8.
I'd swap Clemson and Oklahoma State, me personally.
I like Kentucky at 9, breaking out in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. They did be the number 11 team. Mm-hmm. And look at Arkansas.
10.
Look at Arkansas being in top 10.
I like Michigan State. I like where those 3 are placed.
Michigan State, 12 BYU.
I agree with that.
13 Miami. Utah 14. I think that's a little high for them.
I think Tennessee should be higher than Utah.
Yeah, I would swap BYU and Tennessee. BYU, I know they won, but come on, man.
I think they're 15. Tennessee's 12.
North Carolina State, I think they shouldn't be in the top 25. Baylor at 17, that ain't terrible. They'd be 17 or 18. Florida, they're going to have to pull them down a little bit.
Maybe in the 20s.
Yeah. Wake's 19, Ole Miss 20, Texas 21. Nah, they put them in there for almost beating Alabama. They got almost points for almost. Penn State 22, Pitt 23.
I agree with that.
They lost to Tennessee a good game in overtime.
I'm going to agree with 24 or 25. I think Florida State ought to be in there.
24 and 5 is A&M, 25 is the Ducks.
And Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State ought to be
I would put Mississippi State in over Oregon for sure. Maybe put A&M at 25. Just leave them in there. They did lose one game, and it was a sloppy game, but
my 24 and 25, I'm serious, is FSU and Mississippi State. I'm sorry. That's just...
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, Mississippi State went to Arizona. I mean, come on, guys. I've been out there. That's not just a short trip.
No, it is not.
Not like going to Evans to get them chicken livers. Boy, that was good up there, though.
Yes.
And the roasted potatoes.
Talking about the overtime game, I can break into that.
Yeah. Oh, the Baylor, BYU.
No, the Pitt, Tennessee game.
Oh, Pitt and Tennessee.
Number 23, Pitt. Hooker, 27 for 42, had 325 yards, 2 touchdowns. You'd mentioned him earlier on your picks. I think he's playing elite right now.
Oh, he
Now, he may not next week.
Definitely.
And we'll go through some of that. Don't tap on they can hear it on the mic.
I'm sorry about that.
416 total yards, 325 passing, almost 100 rushing against Pitt, which, I mean, you said they held the ball for 25 minutes. Tillman.
He's good. What he was supposed to be.
162, 1 touchdown. Had a 61 long. That's our top return list guy. We talked about him back.
Yes, we had him as one of the top
in the summer
receivers in the country.
They had the ball for 25 minutes. I always like looking at that, But Pitt had it for 34 minutes.
Wow.
Abanki, Abanik, Abanka.
Oh, I have no idea.
Why not get these names?
Yeah, you always get them, don't you? Abanke.
Yeah, 154 total yards rushing against Tennessee. That could be a problem when they face.
Yeah, that's good. He ran good.
Other running
teams. You
see
him running it.
And I'm not listing Alabama as one of those running teams. No. You're going to get into that in a minute. Slavis, 14 for 24, 195. And then Patey come in. He threw 79, 80 yards. I thought he did good.
I got to ask, though. Slavis don't go out. Does Tennessee win?
I don't know. If Queen Years don't go out, Alabama don't win.
I don't think they definitely would have. Somebody was on there cracking on him yesterday.
Well,
somebody else come on there and was like, what the crap are you talking about?
415 total against Tennessee, so that shows Pitt had some fight. They rushed the ball 274. Wow, passed for 274 and rushed it for 141. I
don't know. Slavis did go out. Ewers did go out. We really can't ask those questions because they're useless.
Hypotheticals. Nick Saban hates those questions, and he don't like horns down. Dean, tell us about the Alabama-Texas game. Tell us something good.
Wow.
What is Alabama going to do? How are they going to rival this comeback to play the momentum to get it rolling against a fantastic team? Because Coach Saban said these guys are well coached at Louisiana Monroe, and it's going to be a tough game, and he's just trying to get the guys, hope they're focused.
What did you say the spread was?
49.
49. All right, Alabama.
Bama don't cover 49.
McClellan had an 81-yard run early in the game, and after that, that's pretty much it. Here's the yardage for Alabama right here. I want to read this to you. This is pretty interesting, Matt. It just – okay. All right. Bama. McClellan had 97. Young, 28. 38. Gibbs only had 22 on 9 carries. And Roy Dale Williams had 4 yards on 2 carries. So Alabama had 24 carries for 161 yards. But you take away the 81, and they had 23 carries for 80 yards.
That's not.
And you said more than once that the line is an issue.
They're not going. I don't know if they're just not going to fix it. If they don't care to fix it, we had a kicking problem for a long time. It took us about 3 or 4 years or 5 to fix that problem. Mm-hmm. But
seems like it's fixed.
That's the kind of thing that you can take a little time to fix when you can score 40 a game. However, Alabama, fixing offensive line is not something you can wait 4 or 5 years. You didn't do it last year. You went out to Vanderbilt and got a left tackle over there, and he's a good player. Your interior lineman, and who am I to call them out because they would squish me and roll me up like a volleyball and dunk me in a goal.
It's a problem. It's an issue.
We have a problem. The center exchange to the quarterback is good. But he's not blocking. He's not moving his feet. He's not setting his hips. When he stands up, our right guards and left guards, and I'm watching this. This is where I am experienced at and knowing and watching and helping and doing and coaching those spots. They're rolling their backs up. You know, when you got to have a flat back. You know what I'm talking about, the old flat back and a Z in the hips. Mm-hmm. When they come out of their stance, and it's not just against this game, it's been a lot of it. Georgia just rolled them. They were just getting smoked against Auburn. I was telling you during the Auburn game, I said, they're playing terrible. They're not moving their feet, and they're not you know how you play one, you hear lineman coach talking about playing the left or the right side of the body? Mm-hmm. They're just, I don't know. Who's the line coach down there? Is it who? I do.
I don't know.
I know, and I told it during the summer, and I was disappointed. I need to send him an email and just call him out what's crap is crap. When crap is crap, old Big Matt will just call it out. Somebody help this line. The interior line is bad.
Well, Young ran for his life all day.
When you fire off the ball, your helmet and your face is low, and you're in the chest, right? Mm-hmm. And you're blocking. Your hands are inside, and you're up. You know, they're standing up, and their backs, they're just getting pushed around. You can see, when you see the toes of a lineman go up, that's a problem. It's a problem. Mm-hmm. You're getting pushed backwards. It's just not good.
Well, Matt, like you said, the 81 yards, they averaged 3 yards a carry besides the 81. Now, they blocked good on that play. But Young run for his life most of the game. Would you agree?
Yes.
27 completions for 213 yards. Guys, that's not even 8 yards a carry. Me and Matt talked about it during the game. The receivers came on in the fourth. Holden ended up with 4 catches. Brooks, 3. Prentice with 4. But Gibbs, the running back, had 9 catches.
I'll tell you this.
9 catches for 74 yards.
If Alabama plays, let's do a hypothetical. Coach Saban hates them, so what? If Alabama plays Georgia tomorrow, what's the score? I'll write it down. You write something down over there. Here, I'll give you this pen.
I'll guess it.
Don't see my score.
Okay, I got my score. I didn't see your score.
What you got?
31-24.
I got 30-21, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got Georgia winning.
So what are we saying here, guys? We're saying that
Alabama's going to make a game close.
Sure,
they're not going to get blown
but they're not improved.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. Alabama's not improved from last year. Why?
Right.
Ain't the goal to improve the team and roll around as it goes around?
Well, here's the thing I don't understand, and you'll agree with me on this. Texas, 292 yards passing. Now, somebody was texting me, asking me what was wrong with the secondary, and I said the secondary is supposed to be the best secondary in college football.
Well, where at?
They just had a tough time yesterday. But they did not give up many yards rushing. Only give up 60 rushing. Or 61 rushing. So that's good. But Xavier Worthy, 5 catches, 97 yards. Bijan Robinson, 3 catches for 73. I mean, but they did stop the running game.
What did Gibbs have for receiving? It was
9 catches, 74 yards. The receivers, they're having trouble getting receivers open, Alabama is. Late in the game, he did. And they're not as effective, of course, as Williams and Mechie, but, I mean, we can't knock a kid for that.
Well, Quinn Ewers wasn't having a problem finding those receivers down the field on 60-yard dump routes.
He looked unreal. He threw for 134 yards.
He was on track to throw for 400 yards.
Oh, man.
He would have lit Alabama's world on fire, and he's got a broke clavicle, the inner where it connects.
How long is he out for?
I shared it on the page a while ago, 3 to 6 weeks.
He's very good.
So he's not going to play anymore this month. He won't play. They're going to miss him. That's going to cost him some games.
Defensively, Helms, who we thought played good, 10 tackles, Kool-Aid 7. But look, they're both defensive backs. Moody, linebacker, had 10.
He had a good game.
Toa had 6.
Helms had a good game. Did he have 12 or 13 tackles?
Had 10.
10.
Moody had 10. Branch had 7, defensive back. Battle 4, Toa 6, Anderson 5 with 2 behind the line. It just was un-Alabama-like.
Anderson.
Give up 292 yards passing.
First 3 penalties, Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go at the end of the second quarter. Then the whole third, no first downs, not one. No. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And then after halftime, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
And Young just pretty much willed them to a victory there. The receivers did good in the field.
If Bryce got hurt, and they brought in who's the
Tyson?
If they bring him in,
no way they win.
And Quinn Ewers never goes out. It's
33 to 21.
I was going to say 36. Yeah, 36-17. Bama gets smoked by 3 touchdowns.
I don't know. I thought Ewers looked fantastic. We were talking about it during it. But Alabama's got some problems at receiver. They're good possession receivers.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they're breakaway threats. I do think Gibbs looks good. And, of course, Young's going to be good.
See,
and the defense will get worked out.
I got a problem with Gibbs. But they're not calling his number. I mean, he's just not running the ball, so what's he supposed to do?
He ran it 9 times. McClellan only run it 6. They only ran the ball, Matt. They only ran the ball. And some of those were scrambles. They only ran it 24 times out of 63 plays. And that's one of Bill O'Brien's knocks is he's throwing the ball to him.
On 2nd and 2, again, we're throwing the ball. Run the ball. God, man.
Texas ran it 33 times.
One of all these
34, 50-50.
All these pro coaches, those guys that come from the NFL, notice how they come in here and they're just trying to.
They like throwing it. Which you got Young, you got to throw it some. We're not saying
he's got feet.
Go out there and run 3 passes.
He's got feet. You do know Bryce can run the ball.
No, he do. He can.
Why can't we call a QB draw with him some?
Yeah, he's got 138 yards this year.
And that we do have two good running backs.
Yeah.
So that's 3 people in the backfield with Young and McClellan and Gibbs.
Right. 3 good ones.
Run the ball with one of them 3. Run the option.
At least try it.
Run the dang option. Just get up under there, under center, and fool them on the second one. I'd get under center and run the option.
Well, let's just say that 3. So Alabama ran the ball. Out of 63 plays, he called 21 run plays. He called 42 passes. Because Young got flushed out of the pocket 3 times at least. Did he not? He made the play of the game. That was a pass play. And they blitzed off the corner and missed the tackle, and he ran for about 20.
I'm so confused. I hope O'Brien.
That did not look good.
I hope O'Brien goes to Nebraska, and I hope Freeze leaves and comes to Alabama and calls plays, and we'll just pay more than what they have on there. I think you got I don't know. Is it still on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
You see the comment there?
Todd's grandma should interview him. He's talking about that post I put up there the other day. That you know how people say my grandmother could coach them, and I just said no, she couldn't. Apparently, that didn't sit well with some people who actually thinks their grandmother can.
Well, I tell you what.
Yeah. I got one guy come on there and said, "Well, you think you could do any better?" And I'm like, "Then my grandmother?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now maybe missed the joke. It went over his head.
He may have been kidding. I don't know. I like the guy, but he did. He said, "You think you can do any better?"
Well, the question is maybe if he thinks he could do better, if he could go take the job, maybe.
Well, I never said I could do better.
Yeah,
I just said my grandmother couldn't.
Yeah.
There ain't a lot of grandmothers that watch football. Yes, there's some.
Yeah.
But, and people say that as an insult.
Mine would. Coach. Mama would. So Marcus's grandma, Mama watched Alabama, and she'd get mad.
Yeah.
Woo-wee. I mean, she'd stomp floor mad. Ooh, boy, she'd get mad. But I like Georgia to beat Bama 30-21 tomorrow.
Yeah. That's a good score. Because I don't think Alabama's going to give up too many points.
I'm just telling you, if they better fix these line problems.
Well, they're double teaming Anderson, I'm sure.
I'll get to my other game of the week that I was really interested in.
But we didn't. Neither one of us thought Alabama looked good.
Nope. I mean, that's obvious.
Offensively or defensively.
That's obvious. We're both Captain Obvious on that one.
Be a rough week down there.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, you better get it straightened out. And
Yeah.
Monroe will be a good tune-up game before they play. Who do they play the week after? It's a conference game. Was it Arkansas or it's an early? They better get fired up.
I don't know. I'll look.
Yeah, check it out while I go over this. Arkansas, South Carolina. Rattler, 24 for 39, a touchdown and a pick. He was on my not elite list. Wells, junior receiver, had a good game. He's a junior. 190 rushing, and 190 rushing, one touchdown. Had a 64-yard long. Rattler rushed for 23. They had 416 yards total, Dean. 40 yards rushing. Rattler had minus 23 rushing.
It's bad, isn't it?
Jefferson, 88% QBR, 18 for 21. That's good.
Oh, my God.
162 with a touchdown.
18 for 21.
Yeah, 67 rushing. And the little Raheem, little rocket kid, Sanders, 156 with 2 touchdowns.
Boy, he's good.
6'2", 227. He's a machine.
I think he
Machine.
is the newcomer of the year in the SEC.
Check
Would you
mark.
agree with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Put him on your list. Rocket Sanders. I just call him Rocket. His name's Raheem. Put
I
a
love Rocket.
295 rushing check. And the check mark for SC for losing is 40 yards rushing, 3 turnovers. That'll do it every time. Write that down.
40 yards right. See, well,
High school kids, if you're still watching, y'all need to watch some college stuff. You can learn from what we're telling you about these stats about to get you through your game. Guys, if you rush for 40 yards and have 3 turnovers, you're not going to win the game. Take care of the ball and run the ball. Make sure when you run it, and make sure the guys over line, make sure you're blocking to give you line. And running backs and quarterbacks, make sure you're praising your linemen. Don't forget, they're the ones doing the work, so make you look pretty.
You don't ever want to be a running back that's made your line.
Nope. That happened one time. We was playing up at Collinsville, and it worked for about one play.
I heard a great fight story. Now, this was a long time ago, but the quarterback was cussing the line, and one of the linemen took his fist and hit him. He threw his helmet. He just
Boom. Well, how you like that, Jerry? I tell you what. You just
all right. Next play. I don't know. I mean, the
Shut
guy
your
that
stupid
told
mouth.
me is not a liar, and this was a long time ago. And,
back before Paul was there, back in the day.
Yeah, and he said that that was the end of that.
Yep. That's how you do it. What was your other game that you liked?
Florida and Kentucky.
Man, look.
And I'm going to tell you, and
Go Big Blue. I'm pulling for them.
I'm going to give Tyler Blaylock, who I coach with, a lot of credit for this. He hit the nail on the head. Richardson only ran the ball 6 times.
He was not accurate, Dean. He was not.
He was 14 for 35.
I watched the game, and I went back this morning. He over the field. He missed those sideline cuts. He missed.
So they threw more than they passed, more than they ran. But Tyler was saying that they just didn't try to run him none, and he only had 6 carries in the ball game. They had less than 300 yards. Kentucky looked great. Levis 202 yards. Smoke 80 yards.
Smoke was good.
Smoke, he did a good job.
We picked Florida. Here's my reason. I won't speak for Dean. At the Swamp, they just come off a good win, and Rodriguez is not playing. I'm thinking, well, Florida kicks. They win by touchdown. They scored late and win. Why'd you pick Florida?
I picked Florida because it was in the Swamp and they just beat Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, but
and
somebody made a good point that probably wore them down. Because Utah's good.
And with no Rodriguez. He got
No,
DUI.
He wasn't the only one out.
Oh, really?
No, they had 3 or 4 players out.
So Stoops is putting the foot down. He's trying to build something up there.
3 or 4.
He's really trying to build something. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's great for him.
Obviously, Rodriguez was the big out.
That's great for him. I'm glad we got a coach that's got some kahunas to stand
Smoke's
up.
not their. He's not their running back. He's not their main star.
Boy, he looked good.
Yeah.
Or
80
Florida.
yards.
Florida just looked bad.
And the whole Florida under 300 yards in the Swamp. I mean, they had 450 against Utah, man. And Kentucky holds them to under 300. We might ought to start giving this Kentucky team.
I'm on the train. Roll out the big blue grass.
And God, look at some of the matchups: Kentucky, Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee.
Now, what
Wow.
about you, uncles? Are they Kentucky football?
No, well, one of them is. They don't really pay a lot of attention to it.
Man, well, they
I'm
better
telling
get
you,
on
they're
that.
basketball.
I know.
Now, one of them's been sick.
Don't tell
Let's
Stoops that.
Keep him in your prayers, but he hasn't felt well. But now he is a big Kentucky fan. But now he's probably a little bit shocked because Kentucky does not have a good history against Florida. They beat them 3 times in 35 years.
Yeah.
Or 36.
That's another reason not to pick Kentucky either.
Yeah, I mean, I never would have thought it.
I like them, man. I like where they're ranked.
But I think what you said, the same thing with the running game, and he did. He had 21 incompletions, man. 21. He completed 40% of his passes. And he had a lot of pressure on him because they built him up like he was unbelievable after that Utah game, did they not?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kentucky will play Youngstown next week. So there's another poo-poo game to get them ready to go
I
into.
would think there will be 3-0.
Yeah, if you want to take a break this weekend, like if you want a break, since we've had a wild, it's been a busy summer for us through media days and all,
I'm kind of glad about it.
and we did take the 4th off, and we're not going to be off, but it's going to be slow.
Very
College
slow.
football is going to be slow this weekend. Not local ball because the kids are still playing and their region games going on. You know, Gillsville's traveling and Center's traveling, and Spring Garden, Cedar Bluff's at home, and Sand Rock's traveling to Collinsville. So, you know, but it's not crazy.
Right.
And I won't be in town this weekend. I won't be at a game this weekend. Dean will be at Cedar Bluff covering the Decatur game.
Right.
And for as college ball, for as next week, here are some games that we're going to be watching, and y'all can watch who you want to. But
Right.
these
You
are
don't
some
have
good games because there's a lot of cupcake games going on this
Yeah.
weekend.
Then our friend from Cornwall told me one time that's usually the best weeks when you think it's not going to be. So we'll see if that theory holds true.
Well, Marshall and,
Right.
yeah.
But it's not an all-star week where you're going to sit down and say, I'm just watching football today.
Yeah, Marshall and
I'm
App
not
State
getting up.
would say otherwise. They say, hey, what about us?
Yeah, really.
What about Marshall and App State?
App State.
We won our darn games. But this weekend, can A&M respond with a game at home? They are favored by 6. I don't know how.
I don't understand that.
At 8 o'clock, Saturday night, I will be watching this one from the room.
That's the game of the
8 o'clock, ESPN, Miami Hurricanes, the U, Coach Chico, Barry Rice's team. Shout out to Coach Rice. They'll be at A&M. A&M's favored by 6. Let's just go ahead and get this started down here and see who we like and who's going to do it and who ain't.
I think Miami wins the game and obviously the point spread.
Miami.
Yeah, I just say Miami. I don't think Texas A&M covers or wins.
Oh my God, man.
But it is in Texas A&M, and they'll bounce back. Trust me. It won't be an easy game. I don't know. The obvious is to go with Miami, but the obvious isn't always.
I'm gonna do it -3. Say A&M wins by 3, not 6. They don't cover. A&M wins,
Okay.
but Joey the Fish.
Bet on Miami.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Yeah. Here's another good game. I know it sounds stupid. I promise you. The USC Trojans will have in town at 9:30 on Fox. Fresno State.
Wow.
I like Fresno. It's
I do too.
It's in the area.
Mm-hmm.
The people definitely know each other.
I'm picking USC, but not to cover.
Okay, USC. What? Well, how much by then? We'll do it that way. Just give it. Well, less than 13.
Oh, I'd say they win by 10.
10. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do this week. We'll just have
Okay.
fun
Or
with
just,
it.
yeah.
USC, and I'm gonna say they beat Fresno by 21.
Okay.
Auburn hosts Penn State. Now, this is going to be the game of all your SEC fans. If you're looking for a game to watch, it's going to be on at 2:30 CBS. I'll be around about in town, up somewhere up in another state north of here, and I'm going to find somewhere to watch it.
Yeah, that'll be a good one, I think. Man, I'm going to have to.
Penn State's favored by 3, by the way, for podcast listeners.
I think Penn State wins by 4.
Penn State by 4.
I don't know if Auburn's ready for that.
Boy, if they are.
Who knows? They may beat them 30.
All right, Liberty's at Wake Forest.
I'm just going to stick with Wake Forest. What's the spread in that?
16.5 favored by Wake.
No. Wake Forest, but no spread. I'd say they win by 10.
10. I'm going to go Wake. I'm going to put them favored by. That'd be 2 touchdowns. I don't know, man. Liberty may not.
Liberty could easily beat
But
them.
Hartman's back.
He's good.
I think Liberty's going to have trouble trying to
He's
cover
good.
it. Georgia at South Carolina. The Dogs are favored by 3.5 touchdowns.
I think they cover that.
Georgia cover. Georgia cover. I ain't thinking about that
don't see
one.
it, do you?
Bama, Monroe. Bama,
What's the spread?
49.
I'm going to have to go with Monroe on that spread. 49?
No cover. I'm going to say Bama by.
I think I win by 40-something, but 49? I think I win 56-7. Well, that's 49. Okay, let's go 56-10.
All right, 56-10. I got Bama by 31.
Okay.
4 touchdowns, field goal
49.
sometime.
Ooh, that's a big spread.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Matt and Todd Show would proudly like to bring to you its next week's picks. Our game of the week would be Auburn and Penn State. I really like to pay attention to that game.
Yes, that's definitely our game.
2:30, CBS. Be there or be square.
Then, of course, Miami and Texas.
Boy, I
A&M
like
will
that
be-
game.
Yeah.
We picked that up. Remember, I told you that one like back in the summer. When I seen the schedule, I thought,
Well, that's one of the reasons I didn't think Texas A&M would be successful. Their schedule's so tough.
Saban.
And I didn't even have App State listed as one of their tough games.
Saban assistants.
Yeah.
Hey, good game. Cristobal.
Cristobal versus Fisher.
No Jimbo. Jimbo, get her done. I think that's about everything. I keep thinking nothing else.
No.
The Twilight Zone is over for the weekend, guys. Be safe tomorrow. I think it's going to be rainy through the night, but it's going to be pretty on through the week. I think we're going to be getting into football kind of weather, high in the maybe 80, lowers in the lower 60s. If you get up early like I do, put you on a pair of pants in the morning probably. T-shirt and pants. And, hey, guys.
Is that starting tomorrow?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be kind of better. Humidity's going to be a little lower, so as the week goes on, then the next week, a longevity forecast looks pretty good, too.
Good.
I don't know what else. Let me make sure I don't got nothing else. I mean, I may stumble on something else. I never know
think
what I've
that's
got wrote
everything.
down.
Oh, I was telling you about the Baylor game. BYU won in overtime. There were 3 missed field goals in that game by both teams. And BYU won.
Boy, Arkansas. How about that? Oh, pigs. When does
Yeah.
Arkansas and Kentucky play? Boy,
I
that'd
don't
be
know if they do.
let's see. Yeah, that would be
They're
say
not on the
Arkansas and
same
Kentucky.
side.
They'd have to play in the SEC title game. Well, they wouldn't have to, but
I don't think they meet. They may.
Kentucky has North Illinois in 2 weeks. They play Ole Miss October 1. So finally, Kentucky will get a challenge October 1. Look for us to cover that game in depth highly. They do have South Carolina the 8th. They got Mississippi State the 15th. Kentucky will play their rival Halloween weekend. Tennessee. Missouri, no game. Vanderbilt, no game. They will play Georgia. Their last conference game will be that
Wow, they usually don't do it like that.
the 19th.
Huh.
Kentucky will play Georgia.
Wow, that's a change. See, they usually play them earlier.
Are they going to lose any of them games? No.
Oh, yeah.
So they lose to Ole Miss, maybe. South Carolina, nope. Mississippi State,
Maybe.
probably, maybe. Tennessee, I don't know.
I think Kentucky goes 9-3.
That's just, I mean, if they only lose to Tennessee, Mississippi State, and Georgia, I don't think they beat. No,
I think Tennessee, Mississippi State, Georgia. 10-3. Or
good.
Ole Miss or Mississippi State, one or the other. I do not think they lose to both.
Good season. That'd be a good season for Kentucky.
Yeah.
Go to another bowl game.
Win it 10-3.
Probably play a Iowa State. I don't know. You know.
Is it big? I don't know. They may match up with a Big Ten. Maybe
Yeah.
play Wisconsin or somebody. Who got upset yesterday by Washington State?
I
That
seen
was
that.
another one.
The coach. They was talking about him, Iowa State's coach.
Mm-hmm.
What a good job he does.
Really?
Pate, 24/7 Sports. Go over YouTube and check him out. Craning Company. Go subscribe to them. It's free. It's easy. We really enjoy it. If you want to get into college football, those two guys are where we rely on a lot of talk in their chat rooms and their communities. I'm on there a lot with them on Twitter, a lot, and that's where we get a lot of big game. Bob, this Oklahoma specialist guy, he's on Craney Company. Talks some. I like listening to them. There's some, and Greg McElroy.
He's good.
He's got a new podcast, and it's always. let me advertise for Greg McElroy. I just like him as a guy. I think he's a nice guy. Here it is. Always College Football with Greg McElroy. Spotify, Applecast.
He predicted this Georgia
Information is legit.
jumping Bama.
And he did score the highest Wonderlink score of any quarterback ever. Did you know that?
I did mention that. Yes, I did mention that Barry won 56
We did.
10, right?
Congratulations. Look at Nico
And
here.
apparently, I don't know about Shorter. Mark Welch.
Nico, what's up?
I knew about Shorter.
Good luck to our local teams traveling Sandrock. We'll be up at Collinsville. That's going to be a slobber knocker type of game. It's just always is. So if you're looking for a good hometown rival game, that'll be it. Cedar Bluff will be hosting Decatur Heritage.
Should be a good game.
Spring Garden will host Winterboro, which gives Cedar Bluff a fit over there. They're opening night. Young team, good.
Yeah,
They remind me of-
they're gonna be.
This may sound weird. They kind of remind me of Coosa last year or so. You know, like they got some 8th or 9th graders playing in spots, but you can tell.
Right.
You
They're
look
gonna
at
be
them
fine.
and you're like, wow, well, that kid's pretty good.
They got some athletes. They do. They got two real good ones.
That quarterback, man, the one Aiden met at the one and popped him.
Yeah, but see, he's
He's
not their
huge.
quarterback.
I know, he was huge. They was running Wildcat with him.
Yeah. He wasn't in that
man.
game.
And he looked like the Wadley kid, number 6.
Mm-hmm.
They give Spring Garden a hard time. Woo-wee. They some big kids. That Hoover game, they had a freshman down there. He was number 6 also, played corner or safety.
Mm-hmm. Good, huh?
Dude, they had to throw the ball down the sideline trying to last play of the game. He jumps. I promise his feet was this high off the ground. He had to have a 40-inch vertical.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That was an electric atmosphere. If you haven't ever been to the Hoover Met, just go down there one weekend. Go get a ticket. It's $8. Go in and watch a football game. Bands are rocking. Fans are chanting. People storming the field.
did Jack State win yesterday?
Yes, big. They played Davison.
Okay.
And we did mention Liberty BUAB.
Well, Liberty's got a good.
They
football
got
team.
a good coach too.
Yeah.
Probably gonna coach Freeze a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's get out of here and see. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah, I gotta go eat.
Eat.
Mm-hmm.
What's eating?
You ain't eat today?
Yeah, I ate an old piece of pizza, and I worked out this morning. Shout out again to Zach Hot Wheels. Talked to him this morning. Had a good workout. I did some shoulders and some chest a little bit today.
I'm gonna do one advertisement before cornhole tournament at Cedar Bluff
Oh,
for
yeah.
the fall festival, October 15th. Anybody interested, come over there.
Just come to the city hall, I guess, and go over and talk to somebody, get signed up.
Well, no, this is to the school.
Oh, through the school.
School
I
fall
got
festival. Yeah, school fall festival. I should have said that. No, this is not put on by the city.
October the 15th.
Mhm.
Call it NFL scores. Anybody worth talking about? The
Falcons
Rams.
got beat.
The Rams got smoked.
Chiefs look great.
Yeah, they were winning big. We were watching them a while
Let
ago.
me do NFL scores right quick. Tua and his bunch beat the Patriots today.
Mariota looked good. I think he's having a.
Vikings beat the Packers.
Thank you, Nico. You have a blessed night as well, and have a great game, buddy.
Buccaneers and Cowboys are playing right now. Let's see if there's anything of significance. No, Falcons got beat by a point.
Yeah, Mariota. He
Colts
had
and Texans tied. And that's pretty much it. Steelers beat the Bengals in overtime.
Yes, I caught the end of that one.
Eagles only beat the Lions by 3, 38-35.
That's not good. The game of the Rams getting killed.
Yes, about 21. Let's see. How
I'm a
that
Bills Mafia guy. I mean, I'm trying to get guys. If we got any hookups for Bills hats, somebody get me a Bills hat.
Me and Johnny Amison are having an epic
NFL fantasy?
football. Yeah, it's
It's good.
guys, you ought to watch this. I mean,
NFL
tune in. Yeah, me
Fantasy
and Johnny,
League.
me versus Johnny Amison. I'm up right now, but that don't mean nothing with Johnny. Johnny is great at fantasy sports.
I've heard Coach Smith was fantastic at fantasy
No, I've
sports.
heard that too. I've never been in a league with him.
Yeah.
But Johnny and Barry, you don't want to fool with them.
Barry, too. I've heard he's
Barry,
good.
Gary.
Coach Rice.
Yes.
And his father.
Yes. Yes, Barry.
And-
I get
and,
into basketball, and I think I'm going to quit getting in that basketball because I'm no competition.
T Mac, I've heard he's made some good picks. He was in on one sometime
Yeah.
back when he was coaching.
T-Mac's known for getting in it and not paying attention to it.
He gets busy with other stuff.
Gets busy with other stuff. But
I can't
Barry
do it.
and Johnny are as good.
See,
as
I
us,
don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't have.
But that's just what they say about T-Mac. He'll pick a good team and he don't pay no attention.
I'm doing something here, fiddling with pictures, and I'll forget about it. And you might as well not even do it.
No.
I'm just one of them kind of. If I can't do it right, I'll just.
I've been
do
in
it
one of
all.
them pick'ems, and a lot of guys don't even make the picks some weeks. But they just forget. They're not. So, all right, that's it. For me.
All right, guys. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God. We appreciate everybody for coming on this week. All our sponsors, everybody, safe travels to all our local teams, and we'll be back here, God willing, Sunday, and we'll have some local scores and stats for you. As most of our counties going to be traveling, and those few games that we went over for college.
Yeah, not a big college.
No,
week.
not a big weekend. If you want to go out of town, if you need a break before we hit the ground running again and run through October, from October to November, we're going to run for the next 6-8 weeks. It's fixing to get busy. More region plays fixing to kick back off, and college play. You can see by the schedules we went through. Next few weeks, it's going to be.
Yeah, it'll be some good games.
All the poo-poo teams are getting out of the way.
Yeah.
It's time for Ole Miss is starting to play, Alabama's and Auburn's playing Georgia's, and all that's going to go down. Well, the Cocktail Bowl may be good this year. Florida, Georgia?
Yeah, could be.
Better. AR-15 better get locked and loaded, though, because he just – you made my not elite list, buddy. Let's see if you can get it back next week. So, all right, let's get out of here. All right, see y'all next week. Have a great week.